There is no universal rule for markup on parts, but guidelines can provide a reasonable starting point. Consider whether the parts are being sourced wholesale or retail. Wholesale cost is typically lower than retail cost. Standard markup ranges vary. Small parts such as screws, nuts, and switches can have a markup of 10 to 20%. Mid-sized parts like lighting fixtures and fans can have a markup of 20 to 30%. Large parts, such as home theater systems and appliances, can have a markup of 30 to 50%. Several factors should influence your markup. Firstly, the level of competition in the market may influence markup percentages. Secondly, long-term or repeat customers may receive a lower markup. Thirdly, the cost of handling and shipping can be factored into the markup. Fourthly, parts that are likely to become obsolete quickly may have a higher markup to mitigate potential losses. Fifthly, parts that are essential to the customer's enjoyment or convenience may have a high markup. Considering the factors above, a reasonable markup for home theater parts could be as follows. Small parts could have a markup of 15 to 20%. Mid-sized parts, such as speakers and mounts, could have a markup of 25 to 35%. Large parts, such as the home theater system itself, could have a markup of 40 to 50%. Be transparent with customers about the markup. Provide a detailed invoice that includes part costs and the markup applied. Consider offering a warranty or guarantee on parts to build customer trust. Adjust markup percentages as necessary based on factors such as market conditions and customer demand. Electrical estimating involves determining the costs associated with an electrical project, including materials, labor, equipment, and other expenses. Here's a breakdown of the key elements and steps involved in creating an accurate electrical estimate. Firstly, review project plans and specifications. Carefully examine the project plans, blueprints, and specifications to understand the scope of the electrical work. This includes identifying the types of electrical systems required, such as lighting, power distribution, fire alarm, and data communication. Secondly, perform a site visit. Conduct a site visit to assess the existing conditions and any potential challenges that may affect the installation process. Take note of factors such as accessibility, site layout, and any existing electrical infrastructure. Thirdly, create a bill of materials. Develop a comprehensive list of all the electrical materials required for the project. This includes items such as wiring, conduit, junction boxes, lighting fixtures, switches, receptacles, circuit breakers, transformers, and panels. Use accurate product descriptions and quantities to ensure accurate pricing. Fourthly, obtain material pricing. Research and obtain pricing for all the materials listed in the bill of materials. Contact multiple suppliers and vendors to compare prices and negotiate the best possible rates. Consider factors such as quantity discounts, delivery charges, and lead times when evaluating pricing options. Fifthly, estimate labor costs. Estimate the number of labor hours required to complete each task in the electrical project. This includes tasks such as conduit installation, wire pulling, equipment mounting, and terminations. Consider factors such as the complexity of the work, the skill level of the electricians, and any site-specific conditions that may affect productivity. Sixthly, calculate labor rates. Determine the hourly labor rates for the electricians who will be working on the project. This includes wages, benefits, taxes, and insurance. Use accurate labor rates that reflect the cost of employing qualified electricians in your area. Seventhly, determine equipment costs. Identify any specialized equipment required for the project, such as trenchers, lifts, or testing equipment. Estimate the rental or purchase costs of this equipment, including any associated operating expenses. Eighthly, add overhead costs. Allocate a portion of the company's overhead costs to the electrical project. Overhead costs include expenses such as office rent, utilities, insurance, and administrative salaries. Use a consistent method for allocating overhead costs to ensure that all projects are properly accounted for. Ninthly, factor in profit margin. Add a profit margin to the total cost of the electrical project. The profit margin should be sufficient to cover the company's operating expenses and provide a reasonable return on investment. Consider factors such as the level of competition, the risk associated with the project, and the company's financial goals when determining the profit margin. 10thly, review and adjust the estimate. Review the completed estimate to ensure that all costs have been accurately accounted for. Check for any errors or omissions and make any necessary adjustments. Consider consulting with other experienced estimators or electrical contractors to validate the accuracy of the estimate. 11thly, present the estimate to the client. Present the completed estimate to the client in a clear and professional manner. Be prepared to answer any questions the client may have about the estimate and be willing to negotiate the price if necessary. Provide a detailed breakdown of the costs to help the client understand the value of the services being offered. Here are some additional tips for creating accurate electrical estimates. Firstly, use estimating software. Consider using specialized estimating software to streamline the estimation process and improve accuracy. Estimating software can automate many of the calculations and tasks involved in creating an estimate, such as material pricing, labor estimation, and overhead allocation. Secondly, keep accurate records. Maintain accurate records of all costs associated with previous electrical projects. This data can be used to improve the accuracy of future estimates and identify areas where costs can be reduced. Thirdly, stay up to date with industry trends. Stay informed about the latest industry trends, technologies, and regulations. This knowledge can help you make more informed decisions about pricing, materials, and labor. Fourthly, obtain multiple quotes for materials. Obtain quotes from multiple suppliers for all major materials to ensure that you are getting the best possible prices. Be sure to compare the prices of comparable products and consider factors such as quality, availability, and warranty. Fifthly, visit the job site. Whenever possible, visit the job site to assess the existing conditions and any potential challenges. This can help you identify any hidden costs or issues that may affect the estimate. Sixthly, be realistic about labor costs. Be realistic about the amount of labor required to complete the project. Don't underestimate the time it will take to complete certain tasks, as this can lead to cost overruns. Seventhly, include contingency costs. Include a contingency allowance in the estimate to cover any unexpected costs or delays. A contingency of 5 to 10% of the total project cost is typically recommended. Eighthly, review the estimate with the client. Review the completed estimate with the client to ensure that they understand the scope of the work and the associated costs. This can help avoid any misunderstandings or disputes later on. Ninthly, be professional. Present the estimate in a professional and organized manner. This will help build trust with the client and increase the likelihood of winning the project. The electrical codes and standards are essential for ensuring the safety and proper functioning of electrical systems. These codes and standards provide guidelines for the design, installation, and maintenance of electrical systems, helping to prevent electrical hazards such as fires, shocks, and explosions. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is the most widely adopted electrical code in the United States. It is a comprehensive set of standards that covers virtually every aspect of electrical installations, from wiring methods to equipment grounding. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advancements and safety practices. The NEC is organized into chapters and articles, each addressing a specific topic related to electrical installations. For example, Chapter 3 covers wiring methods and materials, while Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use. The NEC also includes tables and examples to help electricians and inspectors understand and apply the code requirements correctly. Some key areas covered by the NEC include: firstly, wiring methods. The NEC specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for different applications. This includes requirements for conduit, cable, and other types of wiring enclosures. Secondly, overcurrent protection. The NEC requires that electrical circuits be protected against overcurrents, such as short circuits and overloads. This is typically accomplished by using circuit breakers or fuses. Thirdly, grounding. The NEC requires that electrical systems be properly grounded to prevent electrical shock hazards. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault currents to flow back to the source, tripping the overcurrent protective device. Fourthly, equipment installation. The NEC specifies the requirements for installing various types of electrical equipment such as lighting fixtures, receptacles, and appliances. This includes requirements for spacing, mounting, and wiring connections. Fifthly, hazardous locations. The NEC provides special requirements for electrical installations in hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable liquids or gases are present. These requirements are designed to prevent explosions and other hazards. In addition to the NEC, there are other electrical codes and standards that may be applicable to specific projects or jurisdictions. These include, firstly, local electrical codes. Many cities and counties have their own electrical codes that supplement or amend the NEC. These local codes may address specific issues or concerns that are unique to the area. Secondly, state electrical codes. Some states have adopted statewide electrical codes that are based on the NEC. These state codes may include additional requirements or modifications to the NEC. Thirdly, industry standards. Various industry organizations, such as the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, and the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, developed standards that address specific aspects of electrical safety and performance. These standards may be referenced in the NEC or other electrical codes. Compliance with electrical codes and standards is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Electrical contractors and electricians must be knowledgeable about the applicable codes and standards and follow them carefully during all phases of the electrical installation. Electrical inspections are also an important part of the compliance process. Electrical inspectors review electrical installations to ensure that they meet the requirements of the applicable codes and standards. Electrical inspections help to identify and correct any potential hazards before they can cause harm. In summary, electrical codes and standards are essential for ensuring the safety and proper functioning of electrical systems. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is the most widely adopted electrical code in the United States and provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations. Compliance with electrical codes and standards is essential for preventing electrical hazards and ensuring the safety of people and property. When estimating a job, it is very important to consider all of the materials needed. You have to consider the wire, which can be THHN or other types of wire. You have to consider the length of the wire runs, the conduit required, which can be EMT, PVC, or rigid. There will be boxes, connectors, and fittings. Also consider the panel, breakers, and any special devices. For labor, calculate the hours for the electrician and any helpers, including the hourly rate, insurance, taxes, and benefits. Consider the complexity, height, and location of the job. Profit margins can vary, but aim for 10 to 20% depending on the job size and risk. Overhead includes office rent, utilities, insurance, and vehicle costs. Always review the plans carefully, do a site visit, and get multiple quotes for materials. Include a contingency for unforeseen issues. Be thorough, be accurate, and communicate clearly with the client.